Hello, welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. Today we're going to be transforming this room. It's currently my paint/art studio, and I'm going to be transforming it into a paint/art studio/office. So I have an office downstairs, and I just want to combine these two rooms so that I can do something new with that other room. And also because when I did a house for Meringue at Happy Home Paradise, she wanted a dessert research and development situation, and so I made her this office where on one side it was like an office and on the other side it was like a test kitchen, and I loved the way that it looked, so I want to do something kind of like that. I wish I had a little bit more room, like the size you can make the rooms at Happy Home Paradise, but we're just going to work with what we have. And if you saw my kitchen remodel video, you know that I learned the hard way in that one, that Harv's Island is the best way to do this so that you can kind of go through everything you have, try out a bunch of different stuff and different color customizations without having to order and customize everything for real. So that's where we'll be going. Before we go, I'd love to know your opinion on these tiles. I was talking yesterday about wanting to maybe add a custom design flooring to the smoothie shop. So I found these two fruit tiles, and I really like this green one. I don't think I would do the, hold on. Oh no. I don't think I would do the brick border with the green tiles, but then with this one, I kind of feel like it needs a little bit of a border, so I thought maybe I'd do the brick just like around the edges. I don't know, let me know if you like either of these, if you think that would look good. I'd love to get your opinion. Also, somebody commented on my smoothie shop video that the tabletop pop display might be good for a menu. So I did get that. I ordered it from Mordell, and I'll have to play with the customizations on that later and see if I could make it look like a menu. So the unfortunate thing about Harv's is that these rooms are, I think, 8 by 8, and the attic in our houses are actually 10 by 6. So I think there's going to be a little bit of imagination required here. I'm just going to get started and we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm probably going to switch over to time-lapse and voiceover Rosie, so I'll let her take it away. As always, I like to start my interior designs with wallpaper and flooring, and I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted. I tested out some other things, but ultimately I kind of knew I was going to keep the gray striped wall. It just feels like the perfect office wallpaper. I don't know why. And then of course I wanted to do the accent wall with the paintball wall. I tested out the graffiti one too, but definitely like the paintball wall more. And then just did the paint flooring again, which is what I have in there currently. Then I messed around with this for a really long time, so I'll probably cut some of it out, but I was just experimenting with ways I could kind of split up the room with flooring. And I don't really feel like I was successful in doing that ultimately. I tried rugs, and I tried there's lots of options for doing it now because there are so many like wood and brick and stone pieces like this that you can get from Sahara now, but I don't really like the way that it looks with like all the seams, so I wasn't crazy about it, but I tried it a couple ways, and obviously you can't stack rugs, even though I wish you could. I think you should be able to. Like, layering rugs is a cool look. They should totally let you stack rugs, but you know, I tried a couple different ways and the spacing just didn't work out. Like with something like this, it's like it kind of looks like a rug over hardwood floor, but just wasn't really doing it for me, so I ended up adding some small individual rugs later. I knew I wanted to use the Nordic furniture in blue. I've been saving it up. I pulled that couch out so I could kind of measure all these rugs against those colors. I decided to go with a couple round medium rugs and one round small rug. So I pulled out the Nordic shelves and table that I knew that I wanted to use, and just started pulling out basic office stuff that was either already in my office or I knew I wanted in my office, like an iced coffee and a tablet. Then I remembered that the attic is actually only 6 spaces deep, so I had to just move that over so I could kind of keep that in mind. I swear I start these and try to do it like slowly and methodically, but I always revert back to pull everything out, dump everything out, and figure it out. Also, my controller kept doing this. It was like it was trying to read an amiibo, but nothing was happening. I don't know what that was. I used the tangled cords here, and I don't know where they came from. They were in my catalog at Harv's Island, but when I went to order them, either from Wardell or from my regular Nook Shopping app, they weren't there. So I don't know where they came from. If you know, let me know, because I don't know how to get them or where I even got them in my catalog in the first place. Again, just doing a little bit more shuffling, and I used the recycled paper bundle, but I only have one of those, and you can only get it from the recycling bin. So unless I get another one, I'll probably just replace that with a document stack, because I used the one that I did find in the post office. So with the tension pole rack and the open shelves, what ends up happening is I have kind of a light blue and sort of natural wood theme. So I just kind of went with that. Tried out the couch in the other direction, but something about that just didn't look as good to me. So I went back to having the couch kind of face you. I think it's because I really like that pattern that's on the couch, and I really wanted it to be like, you know, the first thing you see when you walk in, basically. I'm going to fill the walls with a bunch of stuff, because that's how I like to do my art studio and office, but I'm not going to do it at Harv's because I can figure that out at home. So here's where I tried to start on the art studio part of it, but of course I'm missing 2 spaces on the left, so it makes it really difficult. What I ended up doing was taking a picture of the office how it was, just so I could make sure I got all those items, and then I actually just got rid of it so that I could do the full like art side by itself. Here again, I tried to do the art side of things, and for some reason it just was not clicking. I did not like anything that I'd done, so I decided to just figure that part out at home. So I made a list of all the items that I used and all the things that I needed to order, all the things that I had but I needed to customize with Cyrus. And so I ordered everything I needed to from Nook Shopping and from Wardell. Went to the next day, went to Cyrus, and then I just took a picture of my old office. You can kind of see it's been through a couple evolutions as well. I just recently put down the cheetah print carpet because I just felt like it was fun. So just taking a picture here before I got rid of everything so that if I'm reusing any of it, it'll be in storage. So I'm going to reconstruct the office, and there we go, easy as pie. So this kind of catches us up to where I sort of left off at Harv's Island, and I hadn't made up my mind yet about which tables I was using in the art studio. That's why the project table and the simple table are both there. Just doing all the little final touches on the office side of things with all the little tabletop items. And I realized right after I finished filming that I didn't put the rugs down, but just imagine it with the rugs because they're there now. So then I switched over to kind of finagling the art side of things more, and this was very difficult. There was a lot I wanted to get into such a small space. So the first thing I had to decide was which tables I was using, and I ended up on the, I think it's called wood edge table, wood side table, something like that. But I really like the variation of these tables that has like the bark edge, but I used the lighter color for this one. But I wanted to use this artsy table and artsy chair, and I honestly don't really like the look of them that much. It's just like the idea of sort of having like, you know, funky cool furniture in your art studio. I just like that idea, but I just couldn't get them to fit anywhere. So I moved everything around, honestly, a whole bunch. So you can't get to that sink in the very back corner, but that's okay. I'm fine with that being not fully functional. Just coming in to add some canvases with some custom designs here. I did a couple custom designs, but then I ended up just going in and finding some little paintings so that I had some that were like different size canvases as well. Then it was time to do the wall hangings, and I pulled out like everything. I even kind of liked, you could see in my old art studio that the walls were just absolutely covered in stuff, and that's how I like it, nice and full. So just adding a bunch of different stuff here. So here's a look at how all the walls ended up. Nice and full. I did end up changing the color of the Dreamy wall rack. I just had it customized in my favorite of the customizations, but I switched it for the blue. I was thinking blue or white, but the stuffed animals on the white are like pink and red, and I didn't really want that. So even though the blue is a little bit of a different shade, I preferred it to the alternatives. This is the final look for the office / painting studio, and I love it. I love how full it is. I love filling the walls, especially in a space that's supposed to reflect like creativity. My house doesn't have any bare walls. This is how I like my actual house to look. I feel like it's a fun space. I might experiment with the island counters instead of the wall partition. That's how I did Meringue's house, so that it was kind of open between her office and the test kitchen. I might test that out. Who knows? All right, I love it. Thank you for watching day 11 of Vlogmas. That's a video every day between now and Christmas. There are 10 other episodes up now if you'd like to watch. If you don't want to miss the next one, you can subscribe. And if you'd like to keep up with me elsewhere on the internet, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Pocket of Fish. And I will see you tomorrow.